I am not teaching, I am publicly learning. Hi and welcome to Learning for the Life in the UK test part 589 while doing ECU 10 training. And if you participate in the ECU 10 training, that is at your own risk. The ECU 10 is here and we're going to train that in the second half of the video. To self-learn. Now, we're having here something written about the civil service, but we never say us what a civil service is. We know that the civil service is implementing the policies which the government is doing onto the population in the country. And we know that the civil service has to be dedicated and committed to their job and to their core values, which are integrity, honesty, objectivity, impartiality, and political neutrality. But we just want to know what is the civil service. We're having a few assumptions, or maybe I'm using the word wrong, a few guesses, a few ideas. Police, soldiers, maybe teachers, bus drivers, doctors. We just want to find out. And we're here by the civil-service-careers.gov.uk. So pretty official. We just want to find out what it is. So far, on the start page, we have told basically nothing. But we have said some other things where we might can find information. Now we're having here some other things. Life at the civil service, home, departments, professions or locations. What is the civil service? What is the civil service? That sounds good. Let's go ahead. What is the civil service? The civil service is politically impartial and independent of government. By the way, most jobs are that. So if you're here from the perspective of what the job is, most jobs are impartial and independent from the government. Okay. We are accountable to the public, so need... Is that how it says? We are accountable to the public, so need to meet the highest possible standards in all what we do. Is there something missing? We are accountable to the public, so need to meet the highest possible standards in all what we do. Do you think I'm read correctly? Is it proper English? Is it something new? Oh, I did someone written something wrong. But it seems to be pretty official. I don't know what it is. They haven't told us that in the book. There is a sign. There's on it written, Dio et Mondroid. I think I'm going to show it. There. That sign. No, what is that sign? Okay. We are accountable to the public, so need to meet the highest possible standards in all what we do. Okay, we know what we want to say. The civil service provides services directly to people all over the country. Great, with other words, they told us nothing. Including paying benefits and pensions, running prisons, issuing driving licenses. But that's the job profile. The civil service provides services directly to people all over the country, and the services provided are to pay benefits and pensions. Is that the job, to pay benefits and pensions? I think this is what the people can get if they have done civil service. But running prisons, this is not what they get as reward as a pension when they can run prisons. Issuing driving licenses, what does it even mean? What is a civil servant? The work civil servants do touches all aspects of life in the UK. From education and the environment, we read it before, to transport and defense. So our assumption of teacher and soldier are still there. You could work as a vet, a customer service advisor, a weapons engineer, a marine biologist, or a web developer, to name a few. Okay, we have finally jobs. As a vet, we have a veterinarian doctor, a veterinarian surgeon. So as someone who takes care of animals. And you can do it for the government. So you don't have to do this by private people. You can do it for the government. A customer service advisor. What is that? A customer service advisor. You're talking to the customers, you're talking to the people who need advice, and you give them advice. A weapons designer, you can design weapons, you can make murder weapons beautiful. Now what we mean is to make them better, to make the defense stronger. A marine biologist. You can dive into the mountain around and look for fishes. Or a web developer. You can build websites which don't ask you twice if you're a robot. And that is just to name a few. Yes, why just you name a few more? I'm here. Hear from Miriam about perceptions of civil service. No, we're not going to watch videos. A career in the civil service offers you the opportunity to make a difference to people's lives in the UK and abroad. Learning on the job and good career development opportunities. Do we get money? That's also a question. Flexible working wherever we can and comprehensive benefits. With other words, they told us nothing. Nothing of that would be something we have to prove in court. That means nothing in legal terms. And they haven't told something about money. Apprenticeships. And apprenticeships puts you in a paid position, but it's allowing you to study for professional accreditation. Okay, you can have apprenticeships, and if you have that, you get money while you still study. Hear from Lewis about career development? No, we don't want to hear from Lewis. We want to hear from the official government in legal terms, names which you can sue in court. This is about money. This is about working. This is not Lewis with a sure name talking to us. This is about working, money, contracts. Hear from Samira about diversity in the civil service. No, we don't want to hear from Samira. We want to hear from contracts. We want to hear signatures and money, bank checks. We want money. Or we want to help. These are our ambitions. But if you want legal things, find out more about the civil service professions. Every civil servant is part of a profession. Your profession is linked to the type of job you do. Find the one that matches your talents, departments. Okay, that is the thing we had on the first page. Working for the civil service. Let's go there. Civil servants are united by sharing values and a strong sense of community. Okay? Together we work hard to meet the high standards that the public expects. Okay? With other words, just words. Values. Our core values, as information, this can have meaning for many people. Many people work and they take this to their heart as core values, but just for us looking for a job or whatever that means, or if you want to help the country or whatever it is, these were just words. Nothing really told to us. This was not a promise, not an oath. These were just words. Values. Our core values are, we know them already, integrity, honesty, objectivity, and impartiality. These values are detailed in the Civil Service Code. Now we're getting more on the details, which forms part of the terms and conditions of every civil servant in this code. Integrity is putting the obligations of public service above your own personal interests. Honesty is being truthful and open. Objectivity is basing your advice and decisions on rigorous analysis of the evidence, and impartiality is acting solely according to the merits of the case and serving equally well governments of different political persuasions. We were not told these explanations. You have to know them just like that in that book. Culture. We are committed to making the civil service a great place to work. Whilst the ways of working vary between roles and departments, we are all united in our focus to build a modern civil service. A modern civil service is our vision of a skilled, innovative, and ambitious civil service equipped for the future. That was Chris Mary saying or something. Do we want to read it? We want to say it. Maybe saying it's quoted, so we read it. I'm really passionate, so it's a quote by Chris Mary. I'm really passionate about staff well-being and the importance of creating a culture where you can be yourself. As a mental health patient and a mental health first aider, I share my story and deliver training and support for civil servants on a daily basis. Again, probably he means this actually, but at the end of the day, these are just words. It is not a promise like in the contract written, we make sure that your mental health is well or anything. This is not a promise, an oath, something promised. This is nothing you can sue in. Our words, just words. Not to say something against Chris Mary. A career in the civil service offers you the opportunity to make difference to people's lives in UK. We had it already. Flexible working. We don't have time. We're gonna do now the ECU training. If you participate, that is at your own risk. If you're here to look further on what the civil service is, you can go directly to the next video. We will train over 10. So we're starting with the flat gate. Go to stable state, arms next to us, hands come to fists, and we're bringing them down. We're holding that for 1 to 2 seconds. And up, and holding that for 1 to 2 seconds. Again down. And up. And again down. and the last time up. Okay, we had vet and marine biologist now. And it's like vet, and we're doing the counterfeit money check. Bring the fists up, there it is, and go down. Vet and marine biologist and weapon engineer. And something else. And again down. Okay, that is the beginning. At least do we now know what it is. But you know what? Marine biologist. Weapon engineer. What was the other thing? Veterinarian surgeon. Marine biologist and weapon engineer. That sounds like something just 5 people are doing. I don't think there are 50,000 marine biologists. Next exercise. I'm using a tennis racket. A tennis racket is pretty light, just around 300 grams. If you use a dumbbell, use accordance to our 3 rules, which I'm going to explain now. We're doing the money chemical. Have it in, take below arm, bring it slowly to the outside. And back over. The 3 rules. The first rule is that we're stopping immediately as soon as there's pain. The second rule is that we're going only as far as we can go with a little bit of effort. We're not forcing anything, just let it back. And the third rule is that you're not overdoing it. If you feel like taking a break, or it's too much, or whatever, stop. Now, marine biologist, it sounds as if there are 5 people doing it in the whole country, not 50,000. And also weapon engineer. I don't know what the job area is. I don't know what there's thousands of people doing. Veterinarian surgeon, there are more of, but I was just saying, what if are we working for private people? We don't know yet if the NHS is part of the civil service. Oh, I have an idea. The civil service is something specially, and public service would be within the NHS, something similar but not the same. But I don't know it. I kind of want to know. And I want to know a bit more now about money. And not to the other side. No, long arm out. And we bring a racket or whatever just over to one side. Now what I want to say is, marine biologist and weapon engineer. If these are jobs done by only 5 people in the whole country, the other 2 things named there, are these also just things done by 5 people? I think veterinarian surgeon it could be thousands of people. But 2 of the things which were named there, and they just wanted to name a few, as if they're holding back with something. Did they name us just 4 things which basically no one does, and there's no need for that thousands of people are doing that? And no one is financing that thousands of people are doing that? They just named us 4 things which sound interesting, but not the 4 most used jobs. That is my assumption. And on the other side, just to the outside and back in. Just to name a few, and my assumption is that they name 4, which are just a little fraction of the jobs done there. No, the long amount we would do. With other words, they told us basically nothing. Another idea is, if this is something done just by 5 people, and they're naming it on the main page, basically the first thing which also everyone else finds, and these are 4 things extraordinary, and now we're doing, I don't know what we're doing, we're lifting just for the top up. When other people are also saying, hey, I thought you could just do police or soldier. Now I'm hearing I can be a marine biologist, and they were saying, we don't need 200,000 marine biologists. We already have the next 5. We have many other great jobs opportunities to develop your career while you develop your career. So what I want to say is, what we named there are not the jobs to get. So we are basically back to nothing. We don't know what jobs could be taken. But we're just basically at the beginning of our quest now. And the other, basically, one on the top. Just over. And back, they still have taught us now. Many words. And so many words, so little numbers on the page. And we are ending. You can do it, use a towel or something and press onto it. And bring it up, and again down, again up, over to the other side, pressing, bring it up, and down, and again up. and over to the other side, and we're pressing onto it. I want to continue it also because it makes sense. We read now with whole book that book is just a preparation for the life in the UK. The life in the UK test is just a preparation for the life in the UK test, and we're here at the government. Basically, it couldn't be more for sure. I thank you very much, and until next time.